I think there we go. Just sit back a little bit. Welcome, Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist. Thank you for joining me here today. I am currently in a different setting, as you will see. I'm in a motel because I would first like to congratulate my daughter and the Air Force for bringing her through to being a training medic. So I'm currently in Christchurch, where she just had her graduation yesterday. So I'm starting off with congratulations to my daughter and the team that graduated yesterday as medics for the military. So there we go. Now, that's actually a perfect one to introduce how to determine your highest values, because when you're doing what you love to do, you do more of it, as we know. So Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist, thanks for joining me. I would love to know if you were here live on this call, if you're here watching a replay. And I can now see my comments, so that will be fabulous. So first I'm actually going to talk about what the heck are values. That's probably the easiest thing. So values, what I thought were values, changed when I met Dr. Demartini. And one of his quotes that he says is, your values determine your destiny. Changing your values changes your destiny. And it's actually a lot easier than what we expect. So when you're off track or feel blah or bored or whatever it is, and frustration kicks in, this is where knowing your highest values is actually of value to you. Because your highest values are actually what's important to you and not others, you do gel towards others with similar values, but knowing your true values actually allows you to be authentic and make decisions that are true to your heart. So let's break into a few questions that I've had asked. So first, what are values? Prior to meeting John, I always thought values were loyalty and honesty and those sort of things. And that was because I came from a corporate background. So people say our company values are loyalty, honesty, integrity, thoughtful, customers always right. They're actually not values. They are core competencies when I say corporates, I'm talking about businesses, any businesses. That's when your businesses have their perception of what they expect you to do or want you to do, that you have to go under that umbrella. And when you talk about values for people, we have our morals and ethics, which we've been given from an early age. Two children grow up in the same household and sometimes become black and white different, but that's because they've taken the perception of their parents' morals and ethics, that one's look this way and one's look this way. So this can change. Our values can change due to our experiences, our events that are around. Values are not an emotion. Saying that very clearly, values are not an emotion. Values are not a feeling. And they're not a fantasy. They're actually real life, tangible things that you've got. So they're not things like, I want to help every child in the world have running water. Like, that's fantastic. That is actually not a value. A value is a purpose. Sorry, that is a purpose, not a value. A value is something core that you have inside of you. And they appear in ranking order of highest priority to lowest priority of your values. And you'll know when people are around what their values are. So my top value is business. So if you're going to talk to me, definitely talk to me about business, talk to me about fulfilling your mission, my mission, and how we can do that. And I'm lit up. I'm there all the way. My second value is family, and that's blood family and also other family, which is your friends and family who are like family, but just not. You know how your parents have your best friends and they become like your surrogate mother or father? It's like that. Some people call them aunties in the family. My lowest value is hardcore exercise. Now, if you're watching this and you probably know me, you'll be like, oh, that is so her lowest value. Sometimes people know your lowest value before they figure out your highest value. Now, I'm not talking about physical hardcore exercise. I'm talking about physical, not the mental, because the mental is definitely different for me. And you have to push me to exercise hardcore. Yet, back in the day, when I was into that, it was definitely, I was full on exercise. Decisions were only made if they enhanced my experience of exercise. Eating, drinking, socializing, business, money, anything that was done, all my decisions were around exercise. Did it fit in with my exercise schedule? So back in the day, hardcore exercise. Now it's one of my, I would say it's probably the lowest value I have is physical exercise. But business, you see people, they light up, they ignite, they're alive. Is this actually helping you discover what your values could be? Making you think. So the importance of having your values is knowing that everyone has values. Every single person on this world has values, and they can change with experiences that go on around you. When you understand your values, you live a more fulfilled life. And when I say fulfilled, I'm not talking about happy life. I'm talking about fulfilled with what's actually sitting in here. And this is where you want to be making our decisions, what sits in here, not in what's here. So when you know what your values are, you can actually make decisions from the heart and the soul, and this doesn't get torn. And we get torn when we make decisions that are close to our values or other people's values, because we tend to take on other people's. There's 13 quality questions that Dr. Demartini uses that I have trained and qualified in to share with people how to determine your own values. I'm not going to go into them on here, but if you'd like a printout of them, flick me an emoji here or a private message or anything, and I can send you that so you know what they are. But I'm going to give you, so they're little things around you. And those 13 quality questions are things that are around you. So how do you fill your space? So if I was to say, how do you fill your space? If I was to look around, I have family things, and I definitely have business, and I have, next would be something relating to beauty. And they would be my 3 top things that I have in my space. Anything business, I've got my phone on me constantly, and my phone is my go-to. On there is my Dropbox, which has all my client files, all my clients' information. Don't worry, if you grab my phone, you're not going to get into it. I can tell you I've got the most secure password. Let's just see how that one works. So it's how you fill your space. And when you fill your space, you actually feel comfortable around. Now, I'm not talking about cluttered washing. I'm not talking about those things. But if you've got a lot of washing around you, there's a reason why. So we can definitely look at that, how you fill your space. There's what lights you up. What do you talk about externally? What do you internally dialogue about? What do you set your goals on? What are the things that you gel towards people? So there's 13 quality questions I can give you, and you can dig deep. And to do the value determination process, you can go online to Dr. Demartini's website and do it online, or I can send you some information. And it takes about 15 minutes to actually understand what is important to you. Because when we label values, we're actually basically saying what is important to you. When you're determining other people's values, you will know instantly, because you hear it in their language. You hear people talk about it. So if you are somebody who loves babies, and someone talks about babies and you're at an event or you're at the supermarket, you will gel towards them and you'll start talking about babies with them. You will, you see what they do with their actions and words. You hear them clearly talk about them, but also you see them do things, and they've got pictures of their children around, or they're constantly talking about things around children, or their actions are, I've got to go to the sports day, or any of those sort of things. You'll actually hear it in what people say. So you can pick up their values very, very, very quickly. You can also look at what they look like and see what's around them. So if you think image is something important, you'll be able to see someone who has a high priority on image, that they're sharp, nothing's creased. Don't know about that. And those things, they drive a very flash car. If that's important to them. So you look at how you can determine other people's values is just by looking at them and listening. Just be a 1-minute observer if you can. When you begin to reflect on your own values in your everyday life, you make decisions, like I've talked about, you make decisions from the heart. And you are more fulfilled and loving in what you do. And we talk about this soul connection with ourselves, and this is where we want to take it to, bringing the soul connection back to ourselves and making these decisions from here. Because when we make decisions from here, they're the best for everyone around, and especially you. You will hear people say, you have to do this for me. You have to do this for me. You ought to do this. They're other people's values that they're telling you to do. I don't have to do anything for anybody. You don't have to do anything for anybody. Even if you're in a job and they pay, you don't have to do anything for anybody. But there are cause and effect, also known as consequences, if you don't do certain things for certain people, until you learn how to master that language. So the key here is to be grateful for your past. Be grateful that back in the day I used to love hardcore exercise. It fulfilled me, it worked for me back then. That's great. If I wanted to change my values, I can definitely do it. But right now, I'm grateful for that past me. I'm also grateful for the present me, who has a different set of values right now, because I'm having the opportunity to be able to serve to you and talk to you today. I'm also grateful about the future, because that's where my values are at the moment. But things can change. So it's about sitting in this space right now and being thankful for what you have and what you don't have, and knowing about your values. So that is me as quick as I could be today, letting you know about values. If you have any questions or you'd like to know anything more, drop me a message. If you'd like to have that value determination process, let me know. So the next step for you, if you like today, if you didn't like today, that's great. Let me know. But if you really like today, I would love you to share it. So the next step is to share this, comment, let everybody know, and we'll get some more traction going around these values, because they are truly important to you and others when we understand who we are as a person. So this is Debz Cooper signing off today. Thank you very much. I trust you have a fulfilling day, and I thank Christchurch Day for the sunshine. We're getting through this. We're getting through this. Thank you to New Zealand, and thank you to the world for watching me today. Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist, signing off.